So eventually parole was granted. Eugene Terblanche of the AWB also went to prison, and he came out saying that he was a changed man. Would you say that you are now a changed man, having gone through prison?
I don't think so. I'm the same person I was when I went into prison. My whole motto in life has been make a difference. I did it in the military, I did it in my personal life, I did it on council, and I did it in politics. And when I went to prison, I also decided that somehow I must make a difference. And I made a difference. I made conditions for my fellow inmates much, much better in the time that I was there. I was involved in all sorts of bodies. I used to organize family days. I was the first person ever to have organize a computer in prison, which opened study opportunities tremendously for the guys. In fact, you won't believe this, but for 3 years I was the chairman of the Soccer Association, controlling 20 soccer teams.
Mm. So you went to prison when F.W. de Klerk was still president, and you came out when Jacob Zuma was president.
Yeah.
How did you experience the political differences in South Africa?
Well, it was very obvious over the years, and I've kept myself informed, I've read newspapers and so on, that South Africa has deteriorated, it's gone down the slippery slope tremendously, and that the ANC do not have the answers. I was quite alarmed at when I was transported to the hospital to see the filth in the streets of the city of Pretoria. I mean, those standards would never have been tolerated pre-1994. And it came as a bit of a shock, but that we expected it. I mean, we knew that they would not be competent because they couldn't be, because they hadn't had the training.
You said at one stage that the killing of Chris Hani was because you were acting in defense of your people. Is that still your stance, or looking back, do you believe that that was a mistake?
Under the circumstances at the time, I believed it was the right thing to do. Although I hadn't finally decided, I believed that that was the right thing to do, and that would be the only way, because he had the support of the radical youth who would certainly disrupt and make the country ungovernable, I hoped. The whole object of an exercise is you must achieve what you believe you want to achieve. And we knew in the Conservative Party that to hand over to an ANC, SACP, communist-dominated regime would only mean disaster for everyone, not only for white people, for everybody. I mean, if you see what's happening now, the first president, Mandela, was at Xhosa. So, and Mbeki followed him. So the Xhosa's got all of the top posts. Then Zuma became the president, and then what happened? There's a transformation. It's now Zulus who get all of the top posts. In the meantime, the Tswanas and the Pedis and the Sutus and all of the others, they look at this and say, when are we going to get our share?
So was it worth going to prison for 22 years?
I didn't anticipate going to prison, obviously. But as I said, my philosophy in life helped me, I think, to handle the prison environment, because I never really felt any different. I was doing things, I was getting things done. I controlled the stores. Everyone in my unit never ran out of toilet paper or toothpaste or anything like that, because I used to take my job seriously. I ran the administration eventually in my section. I used to inform the members when a guy should appear before the parole board, because I had the record of when he was due to get parole. I had all of those records which I kept to help and to make life easier for my fellow inmates.
And then lastly, what would you say is still ahead for Clive Derby-Lewis?
Time will tell. You know, at the moment I'm under house arrest, which is much better than being in prison, but it's very restrictive. I'm not even allowed to go to church on a Sunday, which I find is a total gross offence, violation of my rights. But my lawyers are looking at the whole matter, and hopefully they will do something about it.